voices whisper, feeding on the fear. A fractured mirror of the man I used to be here. They build a fortress inside the bone and skin, where every memory is weighted by a sin. The static comes a constant, blinding white noise, drowning the signal of the honest human choice. The walls are closing, painted red with doubt. A desperate scream that cannot find its way out. The logic fails, the reason starts to break. 1,000 demons for the soul they want to take. I claw at the silence, searching for the key to stop the madness that's consuming me. This is the war zone, the static in my skull. My own damn mind is taking back its toll. The drums of paranoia beat inside my chest. I fail the trial, I cannot pass the test. A shattered mirror shows the face of the liar, feeding the shadows with my desperate fire. The sleep brings nightmares, no rest for the wicked soul. The price of clarity is losing all control. I walk the tightrope between the real and false, ignoring the warning of the impending collapse. They say to medicate, to numb the painful edge, but I prefer the wall that hangs upon the ledge. Ow! The rhythmic riffs pound like a hammer on the brain, trying to sever the connection to the pain. The pressure builds, the veins are black with strain, a furious cycle of loss and gain. Again and again, I am my own worst enemy. The darkest fight, trapped in the endless loop of endless night. This is the war zone, the static in my skull. My own damn mind is taking back its toll. The drums of paranoia beat inside my chest. I fail the trial, I cannot pass the test. A shattered mirror shows the face of the liar, feeding the shadows with my desperate fire. Give me the clarity, or give me sweet release. I cannot function, I cannot find the peace. This constant battle will be the death of me. A willing casualty for the chance to just be free. To just be free. The static wins. The signal's gone. Madness reigns until the dawn. Lost inside the fracture, lost inside the sound. No truth in Look closely at the hands that pull the thread. The true dictator is the one who is not red. They preach the freedom, yet they build a cage, a gilded master on the world's political stage. They trade our futures for a temporary gain, selling our struggle just to numb their own pain. Puppet strings and venom, the leaders are all snakes. A slow betrayal for the power that it takes. They feed on weakness, they flourish in the dark, leaving a residue, a poisonous mark. Cut the strings, expose the lie, release the curse, before the entire planet fills the final hearse. The hidden in council dictates every law, creating fishes for the faithful to abhor. They pit the masses against themselves in strife, distracting from the draining of essential life. The heavy curtain hides the source of all the greed, sowing the seeds of chaos, a manufactured need. The oath is broken, the mandate thrown away, just empty rhetoric to justify the decay. We see the movement of the hand unseen, the calculated sabotage, the silent coup machine. They profit from the suffering of the lower rank, while their own fortunes pile high upon the bank. Puppet strings and venom, the leaders are all snakes. A slow betrayal for the power that it takes. They feed on weakness, they flourish in the dark, leaving a residue, a poisonous mark. Cut the strings, expose the lie, release the curse, before the entire planet fills the final hearse. We are the eyes that see, the voice that will not fade, the generation watching every move they made. The power of the truth is sharper than their blade, the final tally of the debt that must be paid. The strings are snapped, the puppets fall. Hear the fury of the final call. No more kings, no more lords, only the reckoning of 1,000 deadly swords.
dust has settled, the noise is put to rest. Now only silence answers to the empty test. I stand alone upon this fractured shore, questioning the purpose of what we live for. The stars are cold, indifferent to the pain, a solitary survivor in the acid rain. I search the ruins for a reason or a sign, a hidden pattern, a memory that's mine. The heavy riff is slow, remember their temples turn to sin. The weight of freedom in this desolate land. No higher power guides my weary feet, just the cold wind and the memory of defeat. I carve my own conviction from the solid stone, the last vestige of a purpose yet unknown. The melodic cries out a mournful sound for all the chances lost upon this hallowed ground. The heavy drum still beats, a testament to will, the urge to conquer the despair and stand still. I am the anchor in the sea of endless gray, the conscious witness to the dying of the day. Echoes in the void, is there a voice that calls? Beyond the broken dreams, beyond the shattered walls, I stare into the silence, demanding to be shown the purpose of the spirit that is standing here alone. The search for meaning in the endless dark abyss, a desperate reaching for a truth that I can't miss. The void is endless, the answers are unclear, but in the fighting, the reason starts to appear. The meaning is the moment, the resolve to stay, to build a better dawn from the ashes of today. Void, speak your truth. Void, restore our youth. We are the echoes, we are the light, fighting the everlasting The microwave wakens, set to clean the slate. A tiny tyrant sealed by a cruel dark fate. It seeks the host, it needs the warmth to breathe. The biological weapon planted as a seed. The lungs are failing, the body starts to seize, brought down to nothing by a microscopic tease. The quarantine seals the death upon the floor. No cure arriving, no help behind the door. The streets are littered with the fallen and the lost. The final sacrifice, regardless of the cost. The viral entity spreads with silent grace, wiping the memory of the human face. Viral Godhead, consuming all the life, a microscopic ending to the mortal strife. The contagion spreads across the globe unseen. The planet's cancer, sterile and obscene. Hear the deep gurgle of the final dying sound. No immunity left on hollow cursed ground. The science failed us, the labs could not contain
their final destiny. A burning fever, a madness takes its soul. The last story of humanity remains untold. Like the sickness in the veins, the drum beats thunder like the frantic final pains. We crawl through shadows, avoiding every breath. The grim reaper smiles, embracing endless death. The virus mutates, learning every trick. A perfect predator, merciless and quick. Viral Godhead, consuming all alive. A microscopic ending to the mortal strife. The contagion spreads across the globe unseen. The planet's cancer, sterile and obscene. Hear the deep gurgle of the final dying sound. No immunity left on hollow curses ground. Technology, we pray to what we make. Now the creation is the one the world must break. But the monster thrives beyond our mortal might. A biological horror drowning out the light. Gurgle, coke, the air is poison. Gurgle, choke, the final lesson. Infection spreads, the end is near. Embrace the fear, vital Godhead is here. Vital Godhead is here.
Nature's revenge delivered in the drops. like a knife. The heavy riff pounds like a desperate beating heart, torn from the rhythm destined to fall apart. The oceans rise demanding back their claim, whispering judgment of a species' shameful name. No shelter stands against the brutal storm. We reap the whirlwind, keep the bodies warm. The acid rain, prophecy is here, washing the landscape clean of every fear. The planet judges, the venom starts to sting. The final harvest of the sorrow that we bring. Nature's revenge delivered in the drops. The corrosive vengeance that never, ever stops. We are the sickness, the cause of the disease, brought down to rubble by the ancient dying trees. Now look upon the ruin, the price we had to pay. The acid rain prophecy seals the final day. Corrosion, fire, the air is poison. The planet screams our final treason. Rain, the fate is sealed. The scars of earth are now revealed. The sun is fading, veiled by sulfur dust. The age of man is broken into rust. Cities crumble, monuments decay, beneath the darkness of the final day. The oceans boil, the mountains start to bleed, a silent judgment for the human grave. No prayer answers, no rescue from the skies. Just burning silence, reflected in dead eyes. The prophecy fulfilled, the warning came too late. Now only shadows wander through the gate of utter ruin, the earth ripped open wide. There is no shelter, nowhere left to hide. Ashes of the final day are falling down. The broken scepter, the hollow shattered crown. This is the reckoning, the planet's funeral pyre, consumed by chaos, drowned in endless fire. The end of all that breathes, the final dying roar. We reap the harvest of the pain we sowed before. Gather scraps amongst the broken hosts. No law remains, no structure to obey, just primal hunger guiding us astray. The wind whispers names of those who failed to wake. A poison promise for the chances we didn't take.
The sky is bleeding crimson, stained with mortal sin. A desperate tremor from the deep within. The planet groans, rejecting human touch. The punishment is heavy, we suffered far too much. The heavy chain of sorrow binds a few that stand. A dying vigil in this desolated land. The planet's futile pyre, consumed by chaos, drowned in endless fire. The end of all that breathes, the final dying roar. We reap the harvest of the pain we sowed before. The silence screams louder than any explosion. A final cleansing, a bitter cold erosion. No salvation coming, just the endless night. The final witness to the fading of the light. Fade to black. The final sound is gone. The broken world awaits the new false dawn. Ashes! Nothing left to save, just a cold memorial, a massive lonely grave. A massive lonely grave.
Promises whispered were nothing but a lie. A fractured moment beneath the cold gray sky. I saw the dagger held behind the smiling face, leaving a hollow in this forsaken place. The trust is shattered, dissolved into the air, leaving the weight of isolated, raw despair.
Constant reminder of the burden I Search the shadows for the enemy unseen, but find the demon reflected on the inner screen. The betrayal festers, a poison in the flow. The hardest battle is the one inside, you know. When the source of healing becomes the source of harm, trapped in the memory of the once protective arm. The isolation breeds a fury uncontrolled, a story whispered that can never be fully told. The silence screams louder than any human voice. A cruel decision where you have no other choice but to accept the wound and let the sorrow bleed, planting the anger like a bitter poisonous seed. The silent scream of the betrayed is heard, a burning agony, a single broken word. The cold indifference cuts deeper than the knife, a terminal fracture in the fabric of my life. I walk this path alone among the hostile ghosts, fighting the armies of the friends I love the most. There is no turning back from where the darkness lies, just open wounds beneath the indifferent skies. Oh, I wear the scar with pride, the mark of being true, while those who failed me hide from the pain they put me through. Scream, scream, the silence is the curse. Scream, scream, the world is getting worse. Alone, betrayed in this cold, empty space. No love can find its place. Strangling the sky, a silent prison where the human thoughts die. We built the machine, we fed the endless beast. Now every heartbeat belongs to the digital priest. Data chains locked around the mind's free will, a manufactured calm while the sickness starts to kill. truth inside the lie. We rage against the screen until the darkness dies. Scratch the cold surface, feel the metal tear, the pain of awareness, the bitter cold despair, the ghosts of reason whisper in my skull. A constant combat, my sanity grows null. Every synapse firing, a desperate final plea to wrench the control back, to finally be free. They harvest silence, they profit from the doubt, wiping the memory of what the fight's about. The heavy riffs echo the rage that I can't speak, a guttural warning to the powerful and meek. We'll drown the network in a tidal wave of screams, burn down the server, shatter all their digital dreams, break the chains of the digital tyrant's hold, shed the skin of the story they were sold. A storm of fury in this corrupted wire cage. Unleash the spirit, turn the page, turn the page. We are the resistance, the truth inside the lie. We rage against the screen until the darkness dies. One voice against the millions. Am I insane to choose this painful truth over the sweet soft rain? But the soul cannot surrender to a fabricated peace. I'll fight the hidden ruler till my own pulse shall say. Thou shalt rise. Oh, tyrant, fall. Your screen is dust. Tyrant, fall in fury and trust. The system bleeds, the power fails. Hear the metal scream as the freedom prevails. The streets are silent, covered by the lens. Every movement under iron fist defense. The boots are marching, crushing every right. The fragile glimmer of the fading light. No room for questions, no space for the doubt. Just follow orders or you're already out. The flag is stained with the blood they left behind. A manufactured order for the subservient mind. They promise safety, yet they bring the fear, whispering corruption into every single ear. The heavy baton is the only voice of law, grinding the people beneath the tyrant's claw. Iron fist command.
minds that will not bend their will.
Reports the narrative they feed, planning compliance like a necessary creed. They burn the books that hold the painful past, ensuring that the tyranny forever lasts. The public squares are monuments to lies, where hidden power dictates all the desperate cries. The metal screams a warning to the brave, the heavy riff pounds for the soul they try to save. The system hunts the thinkers and the bold. The price of liberty is worth more than the gold. We stand against the columns, against the on patrol, fighting for the autonomy of every single soul. Iron fist command, the truth is locked inside. Freedom is a rumor where the shadows ride. Break the surveillance, shatter every screen. Rage against the doctrine, against the cruel machine. We are the insurgents, the fire they can't kill. The conscience minds that will not bend their will. Contain the thought, the seed of rebellion can never be truly caught. The revolution starts the moment you defy, raising your weapon to the cold oppressive sky. Command broken. melody is somber, but the riff is sharp and strong. The anthem of the survivor, where we truly belong. We walk the wasteland with purpose in our stride, leaving